Good morning. Hand today is going to be 5-4 hearts. In this hand, we're in the hijack. We open raise and we get a caller from the big blind. So hijack, just going to go standard raise here. This player, we look at his stats. Button plays 17% of hands. Raise first sins 23%. Hasn't 3-bet. His 3-bet by position, I've got 1 out of 107, but we actually have more hands in his notes. So this just has to be over the last couple months based on the settings for this HUD. We can see that on the button called 2-bet 17%. So I do think he's playing about 17% of hands. When we look at his 3-bet range, I've got queens. His 4-bet plus range is jacks to kings. That kind of tells me that he's probably has like jacks plus in his 3-betting range, maybe 10s plus. And then I have to assume maybe something like ace king, ace queen suited, king queen suited. Some of those are also in his 3-bet range. So I kind of said this would be a suitable calling range. I assume ace queen plus king queen suited, ace jack suited. Give him a jack. I think suited aces are there, so when we start looking at some of the hands, we have our pocket pairs 3s to 9s. Ace 7 suited seems like a weak suited ace, so I think if he has ace 7, he probably has the rest of the suited aces. So he has 6-3. That could be an anomaly, and again, that is from the blinds. But, one gapper, probably suited 2 gappers. And then we have ace king, ace 10, and ace jack. Why he didn't raise with ace king off, I don't know, but we're going to include ace 10, ace jack in his calling range. So we're going to go forward with this range. Flop comes ace queen jack, which completely misses me. But we still have to come up with what's going to be our range. So I think here you've got flush draws, you've got open enders that could bet. Gut shots. You got the 8-9. 8-9 is probably not going to be a hand that we're going to be betting here, because a 10 is that we're looking for is going to give us, the low end of the straight. Any king beats us, and you still have the flush redraws. It's kind of like the one card gut shot. I do think there's some value for the one card gut shot. That's going to make a lot of hands that we're going to have to bet to offset it. So we're at 40%. We need 20%. If we do top pair plus, that gets us to 30%. A little too much. So I think we're looking here where we're not going to be betting all of these hands. I think ace 10's in that gut shot. Is same thing with ace kings in that gut shot. Yeah, it's being included in there. Oops. Let's take those out. Because those are kind of value hands. So yeah, I take those out. Oops. Did it again. Now we're at 30%. I think this is starting to make a little bit more sense here. We give ace king. I think ace 2, ace 3, ace 4 are also going to be in there. But as you're seeing, we're getting a lot. We're having too many. In my mind, we have too many value hands. Like top pairs only going to have some utility. It's like ace king, ace 10. I think that's it. I think that's going to be our value range. And then Let's take those back. Now, when we have our gut shot, we're still low on our draw. We're at 58%, which is, to me, is high. That just seems too high. Now, granted, we do connect. We do connect a lot with this hand. Maybe we are betting this frequency, but we still have to find some sort of draws. And I think this is where our pocket pair below the boards could come in to play. Maybe something like that. We're not entirely balanced, but that gets us to 67%. I think we're still a little wide. So, anyways, if 5-4 is not in that range, this is going to be a check, probably a check fold for us. I didn't do that. I c-bet, and I think this is a mistake with our hand. Our fold c-bet this guy out of position 70%, but in position it's 20%, and then it's 33% on the turn. So even if we think we're getting a lot of folds, I don't think this is the spot. I don't think it's in the situation. If it was reversed and I was the button and he was in this mid position, then yeah, maybe we could bet, because we're going to expect him to fold, but not here. I think he's going to be calling. And he's going to be, my guess is he's going to be calling a lot. So any of the top pair, probably these middle pair and bottom pair hands, I mean, you could see how they're connected, with potential straights and gut shots as well. If we do flush draw and open ender, that right there is 56% that he calls. So that's going to be his range that I give him. 7 of hearts. See, there really wasn't any hands that we could have come with our 4-5 that we would like. It's just a pure bluff at this point. I think with everything else we have, a club could come, that would fit our range. A king or a 10 could come, that would fit our range. A 9 could fit our range and improve us. So if we had bet initially, I think at this point we're probably backing off a bit. So we would still bet the straight. We'd probably still bet the set and the 2 pair. Top pair probably backing off, like on the ace 10, ace king. That could just be a check. We're going to protect all of our other checking range, so like we would be check calling here in that case. I think flush you can still probably bet. Open ender you can still probably bet, and you can see right there we've got too much value again. I don't think we're betting as much as we should. So if we just go all weak pair, that's gonna be way too much. So here I think you're looking at maybe something like a 7. Okay, that didn't register. Yeah, maybe something like that we would bet. I hope I didn't bet here. That's good. So we'll add these. All right, and we're gonna X the flush draw, the open ender, and make sure we put that in there. Now we still have top pair hands, so if we check and he bets, we still have some hands that we're going to call. All right, so check. I think that takes out the set, the 2 pair. I still think top pair could be in his range. All of those hands. I think we're gonna leave the flush draw, open ender straight in there. I think that's gonna be his range, but you can see that we're about even. We're close. Now, once we checked, 2 of clubs comes out. I don't think we're going to be betting a whole lot. I don't think we're betting at all in this spot. I think we're going to make a check, and I think we're probably going to be check calling our top pair, possibly check calling pocket pair less than the top card. If we have the club, that would be okay. And that might be it. I think maybe you could argue a middle pair, calling with maybe a queen 10, because that means then villain could have had a king. But we checked. Villain checks behind, and we get to see river. So he shows ace 8. Is that in his range? Yep. He's got one of those top pair hands. He had the hearts. Our hearts would have been bad. And he takes it. So I mean, I'm not going to fault his play. I think he did it. I'm going to fault mine because I don't think we should have been c-betting. We have other hands that we're going to c-bet, and this is not one of them. Even if we think we're getting too many folds here, which I don't think that's the case. I think he's in position. He's going to call more than he's going to fold on the flop. So I think we just cost ourselves money by betting here. So we're gonna take this. So he calls hijack 3 big blind RFI on button with ace 8 of hearts. He is in position, and he calls 50%. Check on ace of clubs, queen of clubs, jack of spades, 7 of hearts, 2 of clubs. All right, so hopefully you enjoy this hand. We messed up. Shouldn't have bet. Simple as that. I'm just glad I checked the flop and the turn. So if you enjoy this hand, look tomorrow. I'll have a new one up.